on my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop. Just look it up. Don't stop. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop. Just look it up. Don't stop.
This video is brought to you by 9% and powered by Petty Vision Production. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Lego! I ain't here to wake nobody up. I'm here to unplug you.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. God loves.
What up, though? It's Coach D. This is DOR, your dose of reality. And today's conversation is going to be about the stepdaddy role. Now, check this out. I want to talk about this for a reason, right? And this is the reason I want to talk about this because I'm a life coach, right? I deal with relationships. I deal with spirituality. I deal with everyday life. And not only am I a life coach, I live life. I experienced a lot of things, especially for my age. I never looked at things as adversity, looked at it as opportunity. And doing that, I learned a lot, right? But the main thing I learned was to observe, to look at things and understand it and not really look at it as good or bad, but just see what it is. And that way you can come up with solutions for a problem. That's the easiest way. But I want to talk about this because, like I said, I heard a lot of good points about it, a lot of good points. Why men should not assume the role of stepdad. There's a lot of valid points. Why men shouldn't do that, right? Because at the end of the day, when you think about self-preservation, that's not ideal. That's a huge complication because it's hard enough to take care your own responsibilities, but to take care of somebody else's responsibilities, you know. But this is the thing about life: we all are individuals, you know. And some things that work for some people don't work for other people, and vice versa. Some things that don't work for people work for other people. My brother Gary, Mr. 33 in the building. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, this is Coach D talk. We go talk tonight. This is a little different vibe, right? Shout out to all the members. It is a members only chat. Everyone is welcome to watch, but right now I want to talk to the members because I want to be specific. And this is one of the things I offer in the memberships. Is the members only chat, and they come with these coach talks. Coach D is a little different from the word. The word come on here and old boy philosophical and all that. Coach D get down to business, right? I don't debate, I eliminate. When I make a point, I make it, and it's for a reason. Well thought out, well organized, structured, and it has been put to practice 9 times out of 10. If I tell you something that's Coach D, I done tried it. So the stepdaddy thing, right? And like I said, there's a lot of valid points, and I want to cover some of those points, right? A lot of valid points on why you shouldn't take on the responsibility of another man, right? It comes with complications. It does. It really does. You're, and it depends the dynamic. And I want to put this out there too. I am talking from the perspective of someone who desires or is contemplating of dating a woman with kids. That's what I'm talking about. Someone who's serious. I don't care what the game men run. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking directly to the man out there who are really either, like I said, contemplating or pursuing. Right. That's what these people who want to be in a relationship. Right. These ain't people who cheat and all that stuff. So I'm talking to these men. Everybody else is obsolete right now. I don't really care what other people do. I'm talking to these people. So let's focus real quick. The responsibilities, right? It's hard enough to take care of a child. Very difficult, right? Anybody who's a parent out there understand that. It's not easy raising a child. Now you're given or you're taking on responsibilities or sharing some of the responsibilities. Because when you first start out, the mother might be a little complacent, right? A little standoffish about you and the kid, and that's understandable because in today's age we see all this crazy stuff going on. So that's one thing you have to take in consideration if you are considering doing this, right? I need you to take that in consideration, right? It takes time to build the thing, but in that time there's some things that you need to establish. Effective effective communication, because it ain't just you and her. It's kids involved. And if you go assume the role as a stepfather, you need to have effective communication between you and the woman and also the child, right? That's one thing. Expect what do you expect and what do the mother expect? Because this is the thing. Some men only got one speed, right? I'm a be the dad. I'm gonna be the dad. That comes with everything, the good and the bad, the cheering you on, and the structure and discipline. But that's why you need to understand the expectation, because you get that established at the beginning, then you figure if it's for you or not. Because me personally, right? I couldn't assume a role and only be limited to how I do it. Right. If I'm gonna be the dad, I gotta do all the good, the providing and protecting and the structure and discipline. That's part of my job. Right. But people may not be comfortable with that or to understand to what level. Right. Get that established, because that's important to learn up front, because you learn later on. Now you invested all this time and now you're upset because you thought it was this, you thought it was that, and it's not. Them two things need to be established. You need effective communication to effectively communicate the expectations, right? This is why they go hand in hand. You need that. You need clarity. Understand what expected of you and what you expect of the other party. Now we're talking about being effective and efficient. Big Mix, what up, though? Yeah, I believe all the mods can lock in. All the mods can lock in. Who else in here? Commander, what up, though? Sis, appreciate you. Appreciate you. So yeah, so lock that in, right? So now we're talking about effective communication and clarifying expectation. You got them two things involved. Then you have to understand. This is the thing. Um, you with the woman comes with the kids. I'm just keeping it wrong real. The woman, what comes with the kid is woman. You want to establish a relationship with that child, right? But you have to understand that child has a biological parent, right? Biological father. So no matter how well you fulfill that role, there might be a chance the child still desires to see the father, know the father, call the dad, that, anything. Might want to establish a relationship. Just understand that, because often I hear that become one of the problems. The stepfather did everything, but then the kid recognized the father instead of the stepfather. I seen that happen. I hear it. Just understand that's a possibility, right? We're talking about being successful, what we do. To do that, you have to understand what you're getting yourself into before you get into it. That way you can mentally prepare, emotionally prepare. You can do these things if you know what you're getting into, right? You can do everything right, and the kid can adore you and love you like a real father. These are possibilities. Just go in understanding that. Each kid is different. I can't tell you, no matter what you do, people will be who they are. Right? You can do everything right. Just understand that's a possibility, right? So going in and understanding that. The father is always going to be the father. So, in my opinion, it's better not to replace, right? But just give what's needed. You ain't got to replace nothing. You ain't got to replace the dad. You don't have to replace. Just provide what's needed. Provide what's needed. Tay, what up, though? Bud Files, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, just provide what's needed. And understand that this is a role. This is something that you assume, something you acquire, right? This is a role. So understand the depths of the role. Understand the depths. Understand the expectation. Know your boundaries and your limits, and tell people that. Let people know. And this is when you become an adult. This is just the easiest way to deal with people. I'm just being real. When you become an adult, just tell people what it is. Just tell people. This is how I feel. This is how I look. I mean, me personally, I believe in compromise because until you experience something, you don't truly know. And each experience is really a new experience, even if it's the same situation, if it's a different person. If it's a different person, it's not the same situation. You gonna have different circumstances. You can have the same conditions but different circumstances. So it's a new experience. There's levels to everything. And I'm saying that because everybody different. You'll have people in the same position, but they different. People get put in the same conditions for different reasons, but be in the same conditions, right? Y'all understand when I'm talking about conditions and scenarios? That's like me saying the what and the why. Right? If I asked you why are you a single parent, it'll probably be 3 or 4 people. If I say how many single parents, probably 3 or 4 people raise their hand. But if I say why are you a single parent, I bet you them 3 people have different reasons. At least 2 out of 3 gonna have different reasons. Same situation, different scenarios. This is why we don't judge a book by its cover, right? We don't judge a book by its cover. But it takes a special person to assume that role. And like I said, I'm only talking to the people who actually trying to do it. Everybody else right now is obsolete. But those people, it takes a special person because you are taking on responsibilities or taking some responsibility that you didn't create, right? So it takes a special person, compassion and empathy, having empathy, patience. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. But just because you ain't willing to do it, I don't think you should down the people who are. You know, um, everybody built different, right? Some people built for storms. Some people built for summer days. You know, everybody built different. Like even assessing. I mean, I guess you can put that in. I don't know what category or what subject you would be speaking that in, but um, I can put conditions and scenarios to terms and value. Yeah, I can definitely do that. Yeah, so that's the thing about the stepdaddy. It does take, but it's so often that people make their pers- perspective or even perception the gold standard. Like because I look at it like this how it should be. Nah, people built different. Some people built for it. Some people ain't built for it. I just believe if you're gonna do it, understand what you're getting into. Understand what you're what's gonna be required, and have your own expectations. You know, have your own expectations. You know, have your own standards. Have your own boundaries. You know, if you go get into it, but if you ain't, then you ain't. Then why you worried about it? Like, like people holding panels on if being the stepdaddy is simp, and it's like I I I understand a lot of this is content. Even what I'm doing now, I'm trying. But you see how I deliver it, man. I can try to make a controversial topic, but I'm gonna bang it out in a couple minutes because life is not complicated. We complicate it. There's so many people be having people be overthinking things and things are really simple. It's just how people consume information, right? How they make it make sense to themselves. You know, I can say something and they feel it's right, but when they think it don't, they still got to make it make sense. They got to relate it to something they already know. That's just how the human works. That's how we work as humans. That's how we learn things by association. We usually generally associate something with something else. That's how we download the information, right? So vocabulary salad. Squirt, what up, though? What up, though? What goes into a man's mind when he thinks about being a stepdaddy? That's the thing. I can speak from my own personal perspective. When I dated women with kids, before I even considered dating them, I had to um, accept the fact that she got kids, and you know, and if I'm gonna be with her, I'm gonna be with them. I made that conscious decision, but a couple mistakes I made. I didn't establish any expectation. You know, I didn't establish that, so I didn't understand. Like, and it is like when you somebody living in your house, you paying the bills, and you tell 8-year old to go do their homework, and they say you ain't my daddy, I ain't got to do nothing, and it's like, you know what? I turned my TV off, unplugged it. Go to your room till your mama come home. Like I take care. I've been taking care of you for 3 years. You had the best Christmases, best birthdays. 3 years. And one time I actually tell you to do something and you come, okay, cool. And her mother came home and told me it wasn't my place. And I'm looking like, what? Because I told her to do her homework. Now she can backtalk me in my house. Then I found out her mother used to do her homework. I can't make this up. But yeah, so yeah, in my house, I can't tell a child to go do their homework in my house. So no, this ain't gonna work out. I took the I'm petty. I told you I am godly petty. I took the easy bake oven I bought for Christmas and everything. You don't get the took the Barbie dream house. I took all that. No, you ain't getting none of it. I bought it. Since I can't tell you do your homework, I can't buy you nothing either. That's how petty I am. I don't care. You can say as a kid or whatever. Everything I got, I had to earn. That's just what it is. I earned everything I got. I worked hard. I listened. I did chores. I've been doing chores since I was 4. Yeah, nobody got to tell me to do the dishes or sweep the floor when I see it dirty. It's automatic. I just do it. So I wasn't raised around where you couldn't tell a kid to do the homework, right? I wasn't. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link. I'm actually I just wanted to do this show real quick. I'm actually fire up another live. Then I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna just fire up another live and we just shoot the breeze. Actually, let me go. Where's my phone? Yeah, we'll just shoot the breeze over there. You know, this was a show. I want to put this on the other platform, so I'm gonna chop this up. But yeah, so the stepdaddy role. Uh, well, no, you can come up and if you want to ask some questions about that, definitely, 'cause that's content. Hold on. Hold on, that's content. And then I'm gonna fire up a regular live. I'm gonna make the live now. And why do you don't need a link? Just go on StreamYard. You should be able to pop straight up from StreamYard. You don't even need a link. I thought about that the other day. Like you don't need a link. You can just pop up on StreamYard. I agree, Gary. The woman has to bring a package that is suitable. I don't even know what y'all talking about. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like ultimately, it's so many. It's the small things that people overlook, bro. It's the small thing. Like I said, expectation, just understanding what you're getting into before you're getting into it. Because girl, let yourself up.
I don't know how to let myself up.
I don't know how to let you. All you gotta do is you got the permission. I mean, you know what I'm saying, the leeway to do.
Sometimes it don't. I don't know what it be like. Why I can't. I don't have control over it. Sometimes I don't know what it is. Hello.
What up, though? What up, though?
I was just coming up because I was just trying to see. I didn't see any hands raised or anything. I was trying to see who was trying to be a stepdaddy.
I
No, I'm
ain't messing
joking.
with. I ain't messing with you.
I'm joking. Okay, but let me turn my cam off. See what I'm saying? I think cause my picture, anyways. I had some questions, and basically what you were saying as far as what I was asking, like what goes into a man's thoughts when one, like, taking on the role as a stepdaddy, because that's a real big role.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. The things that should go through a man's mind, the things that should. Um, One is, how's your relationship with the father? You know, I think that should be a big one because me personally, if you can establish some type of working relationship with the biological father, I think you should. If they get like, if everybody on good terms, you should be on good terms with him too, because you already with the woman. Now you can, now it's about the child, and having two males in their life that is at least communicating, have a respect towards one another. That'd be big for that young man growing up, young woman growing up, the child in general. Seeing that, I think that's important. And if it ain't, then I mean it ain't. So you should understand the relationship, you know, um, because you can be putting yourself in a bad situation, just unnecessary drama. One and two, like the duality to that. If it is a good working relationship, then you can make it even better. Y'all can do more for the child. Also, what should be going through a man's mind um, is he capable of doing it? Some people assume because, oh, I'm just with the girl. I mean, anybody can say that, but that's not reality. And I'm only dealing with reality. That's not reality. You with the child too. That's just what it is. And the further the relationship progress with the woman, the further the relationship will progress with the child. You know, me personally, right away, I know it won't be probably no interaction until the female feel comfortable. But after that, I'm talking about when now I'm assuming we're talking about getting married, because technically that's the only way you become the stepfather, the stepdaddy, is when marriage is. So talking from, oh, that's how that's um, the standard we set. We talking about getting married. So now we talking about, am I equipped to help this child?
Do you think it's proper, when it comes down to marriage, to meet the child's father, especially if he's involved?
I do. Like I said, I think I've seen an example. I got a friend. He got a stepdad, and the stepdad and the biological dad are cool. They cool. You know what I'm saying? If you see them around each other, you think they boys or something. And the way he looks at it, uh, man, he was like, man, I just didn't feel like I can mess up because I got two dads. Like they both on my head. They both had the games cheering them on. You know what I'm saying? It was like that was freaking awesome. And the way, I mean, you can do all the right things and still things can turn out bad, but the way he turned out, that was special. So just seeing that, knowing like that, is a possibility. I think that's something you should strive for. Is the greatest possibilities. That's just how I look at life. I always strive for the best. Can the stepdad discipline more than a biologist? That, like I said, everyone has their own standards. I personally, I never looked to. I disciplined, like when I was dating women, they kids. Me disciplining them was taking stuff and putting them in timeout. Go to your room. Physically putting my hands on someone else's child. You put your hands on my kid. I can't speak for everybody how everybody feel. I just know, like, I always put myself in a position of the opposite side. And anytime that ever crossed my mind, I always thought this first. I promise you I did. Man, if that was my child, I don't care what they did, another man put their hands on them, we would have a problem. So it was like that for me personally, that was never my place. But telling you to go to your room, taking stuff from you, that I can do. Timeouts, yeah, we can do all that. and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna talk to the mama. We can do all that, but it's case by case because I know there's one dude, his stepdaddy, the mama like, nah, they needed discipline them, and I ain't gonna lie, them boys was bad, and they even though they got whooped, they was still bad. But I think if the stepdad wasn't whooping their ass, I think it would have been worse, to be honest with you. So, like I said, this is where you talk about expectations. Get that cleared out because if you one of them dudes like, hey, look, I feel like I need to be able to do this, this, and this, you need to explain that and have a conversation because she might be like, hell no, or she might be like, okay, But that's why it's clear to have that conversation. Where all the providers and the protectors like dee 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 dee, and see Gary like no, Gary like don't touch my babies. Gary like no, you know what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying, man. You gotta think you putting your hands on another man's child. I mean, if you talking about that discipline, but the timeouts and all that, yeah, we gonna do all that. All that's getting done. All that's getting done because I mean, me as a assuming that role, the structure and the discipline comes from me. So if I can't do that, then I can't do the role. But the physical, nah, I'm straight.
Yeah, see, this is what I think is that from a woman's perspective, um, having a man be the stepdaddy, I think that's a situation too to ask yourself, like, do you want him disciplining the like, like giving a child a whooping and stuff like that? I don't know. That's, something to think about because especially for me, like I don't even with my own kids.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like for you to put your hands on them, but then again, it's like too like my son is getting that age where he might try to test, and then you might have to knock his ass out. So then I understand, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Cause boys, they get that age where
That
they wanna,
testosterone, be feeling
yeah,
yourself.
they
When
wanna
it,
test, and I'm waiting till that day, cause I'm
and,
gonna knock his ass out. Nah, no,
and,
I'm playing, guys.
mm,
I don't touch kids. You gotta say that online. But
yeah, because people weird.
for real, people is really weird, and they take it a whole nother way. But yeah, I think that's one thing for women too. But I think what women too is you gotta let a man discipline too, because my brother was with a girl and when I say discipline, like when you be like, no, don't do that, or just you saying something vocally and then she got something to say back.
Because she used to get mad because she had a little brother. Her mom passed away, so she was taking care of a little brother. He was bad. He was breaking in houses, breaking in cars. And one day he brought some stolen stuff in my house, and I flipped, and I'm yelling and screaming. She like, you don't yell at him, and I kicked everybody out. Like I don't, I'm straight, man. I'm trying to. I'm already hot myself. Now y'all making my house even hotter. Like get the hell out. Like, but she got mad because I was
Mhm.
yelling, and I'm like, he bringing stolen stuff into the house, and the dude, I know who stuff this is because the guy called me like, bro, some kids just broke into my stuff. When I find them, I'm gonna do this and that and that and this. He told me it was took, and I'm looking at the radio. I was sat in this man's car, played with his radio, so I know this is his stuff. And
Mhm.
that's how he got eliminated. Um,
Whoa.
Yeah, that was a sad story. I did everything to try to help him, man. He was straight. When he was listening to me, he was straight. And then her her baby daddy got out of jail, and he started going over there when the daughter went. And then he became distant, and Um, then we ended up breaking up. And then I remember he came in the hospital. Somebody ran him over because he was trying to break into a car. And the dude ran out. He started running. Dude jumped in the car and was chasing him down and ran him over. And his leg was all messed up. And I was working in the OR. So when he came up, I'm looking like, dang, when he seen me, he got happy and stuff. And I'm like, man, what is going on? Then he came in like 3 months later. The police brought him in. He got hit in the leg. The police brought him in because he was a robbery suspect. And
Mm.
then 6 months later they brought him in DOA. Got hit 3 times in the chest
Mm.
for he was breaking in somebody's house, and as he came through the window, they hit him. He ain't even hit. He was 17.
Dang, that's so sad.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't stay. Just couldn't. And he wasn't nothing but,
And you was trying to keep, you
man.
know.
I tried to do everything. I mean, because he was little for his age too. So I was teaching him like martial arts, so to build self confidence, because he was getting pushed around and bullied, um, and then I just took him under my wing, like, come on, taught him how to play baseball. Everybody know how to play basketball in the hood, but when I taught him how to play baseball, he loved it. Um, and I was just trying to keep him busy, but when me working, and then I worked afternoons. At first, I was working days. When I switched to afternoons, that's when it got bad because I wasn't at home. He was running around the street, and by the time I got home, he getting home. Half of the time, I'm thinking he was home the same. It was just a lot, and I missed a lot. And then I was starting a new job. That's when I first went up to anesthesia. So I'm trying to learn everything. It was stressful. So it was like, I get off, I do my thing, go to bed, wake up, go work out, go to work. I had a routine, but I tried, man. Could I have tried harder? I couldn't because I wasn't even there no more. And when I wasn't there no more, he kind of just, I think he didn't even, when they moved out that house, I think he moved in with his friends and stuff. I don't even think he moved in with her. I had no contact, man. It was so much crazy stuff that happened around that. If you ever heard me tell the story about the dude snatching me out the car at the ATM, that was because of her. So it was
Mm.
like I ain't want no contact. Like I'm trying to stay away from you because I'm gonna end up, you know, I'm trying to do my thing, man. I'm trying to change and be right and do all this and trying to go to school and it's just hood shit 24/7.
Damn. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just think for women, like, you gotta let him discipline, in some kind of way. Like, he should be able to at least say something to the kids, He can't say nothing to the kids. And then too, I noticed too, like, even when my mom and dad was married, like, that's kind of one thing that my mom and dad would kind of get into it, is because when my dad would yell at us and stuff, my mom would interject and she would say something like, "Well, you ain't gotta be that hard on them," or why you gotta, they was only doing this. My mom would try to, like, take up for us and shit. But that's one thing too, like, y'all gotta be on one accord, because when you not on one accord, I remember as a kid, you could play the
Mm-hmm.
other person. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? That's what like, kids are smart. And you looking like, okay, we got a weak link. We got a weak link, so we
Now,
can play one of them.
Now think about the dynamics you just stated because it's sometimes like because my like when I yell at my son, my wife be like after like he start crying, I be like go to your room, and he end up going to the room. She be like you don't have to be that. She don't do it in front of him, but she'll say something to me like that was overkill. Like you ain't have to yell at him that much. You
Hmm.
scared him. Don't do that. I'm like that's the whole thing, the fear of God. Like my
To
son's
scare
bad.
this, right?
Yeah, because if I don't do it, man, my dad had a sobering conversation with me one day because I yelled at my son and I was beating myself. Like I felt, but what he did, he almost dropped my baby on her head, and I got angry and I
Mm-hmm.
felt bad because he was crying, and I'm like, I'm beating myself up. And my dad looked at me. He said, "Son, you remember how many times I whooped your butt?" He said, "I never whooped you because I hate you. I whooped you because I loved you." He said, "If I don't discipline you, if I don't set you straight, you go out there and somebody else is. And guess what? I'm doing it with love. They won't." He said, "So you would be doing a dishonor to your son for not disciplining him, for not being hard on him, for not yelling at him, for not screaming at him. Because when other people do it, they ain't gonna do it out of love."
Facts. That's
And
so
that
true.
that changed my whole perspective because my stepdad used to abuse me, right? He used to abuse me. So that's in my head, like I'll never be like him. I
Mm-hmm.
never do that to a kid. I never be like that. And I don't the stuff that my stepdad put me through, I'm not even mad at him. You know why? In some sick way, it made me a bad motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I was just about to say it
I'm
made
not
you
gonna
who
lie to
you
you.
are.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's why I don't harbor any hatred in my heart for him. He put me through some shit. Like if I tell you, you'd be like, "Damn!" I had a lady crying, telling her what I went through as a kid, but I endured it, and it made me stronger. It made me a better man. It made me. I learned what not to do and why I shouldn't do it because I experienced. I felt it. I felt how it was not to be loved. So that's why I shower my kids with love. No, I felt that. I felt but I never lost a street fight because I was getting my ass whooped at home. I'm getting beat up by a grown man. What you think a kid gonna do with me? It's like I'm taking blows. Like I remember one time I was 11 years old. I fell asleep before I did my homework. You remember them wooden brooms? He took one of those and broke it. He hit me like 4 times and it snapped over my back. Then he punched me in my face like 3 times. He was drunk. Um, but yeah, because I didn't do my homework and my eye was closed. Like he messed me up. I was 11 years old. Man.
Damn.
I was 11 years old.
I think Big Mick saying something in the chat. Does a stepdad need to be equal with children with his stepkids as the biological kids when with all it? I don't understand that question. Don't
Yeah,
make
I gotta
sense.
decipher that. Does the stepdad need to be equal with children with his step kids as the bio? Does the stepdad need to be equal? So, look, you like the way you structured this, right? Does the stepdad need to be with children, equal with children with step kids
I know,
as the
don't make
bio dad
sense.
when with all experiences? Um,
What are you trying to say on that one?
yeah,
What
I'm.
happens when a child is successful and or failing in growth? Who responds with what? I don't know what you're referring to. You're talking about who respond? What happens when a child is successful and or failing
This,
in growth? Who responds with what?
this
Like
is
what you mean?
the thing. Everyone, anyone in that child's life, it ain't just parents, it's grandparents, aunties, uncles, cousins, whoever can influence a child should be trying to influence a child. That's we all should be looking out for all the
Yeah.
kids. I mean, we all got a hand in that. If I tell you how many people influence me, I can tell you some of the most impactful things, and it didn't come from my parents. It came from my aunts, my grandmother's sisters, my grandmother's brother. I was around a lot of older people. So even though, like I was telling my son today, like I was raised by my grandmother, but she always put me around men. So I had cousins I was always around. I remember my one like vivid memories I have. I went to a Michael Jackson concert. My cousin bought me that leather Michael Jackson jacket, and I'm all geek because I'm like, I got the jacket, and he was like, "Come on, let's go." I'm like, okay, we ride, and then we pull up to the arena. We go in. I'm at a Michael Jackson. Like that was like one of the happiest moments of my life, and I remember that, and I never let him forget that. I
Mm.
never let him forget that. Um, I can tell you times my cousin took me down to the ice cream shop, went and got ice cream, then we went and got pizza. And when we came back, he told my aunt, like, yeah, I took him to the ice cream. She said, which one did you go to first? She said he was like the ice cream shop. And she's like, then you went to the pizza shop? He's like, yeah. And she smacked him in the back of the head, like, the boy gonna be shitting all over my house.
Damn.
I remember that vividly. You know what I'm saying? I remember that because I'm like, I get ice cream, I get pizza. When I lived with my grandma, I ain't get everything was homemade. Only time I ate like from stores or places or businesses like that was when I was with my other family. When I
Mm.
was with my grandmother, nah. I look, this how bad my grandmother was. I went to a party at McDonald's. Do you know she packed my food?
Dang.
You know how you used to have parties at McDonald's, everybody eating cheeseburgers and shit. My grandma
Right.
pulled out her purse. She's like, I ain't eating that shit. Here what hamburger. I got this big ass hamburger with bell pepper. I remember those very vividly because like now I look back and think about it like my grandmother, she was badass, man. She like, you ain't eating none of that shit. You gonna eat my food. She wasn't playing.
Damn.
She's like, y'all paid all that money for them little burgers. I could have just made a whole bunch and brought. She gonna bring food to the restaurant. She ain't playing. Every trip we went on, she had them packed lunches. I mean, it's a village, man. We got away from that. You know, family don't even talk to nobody no more. And then half of the time now is family that's hurting you. So we have to get back to. We have to get to the village and leave alone, leave the community. This community ain't did nothing for us for the last 70 years. Get back to the village. Get back to the tribe mind. All for one and one for all. You know, where we look out for one another.
He asking, I think he said he and gives events and advice. And I think he trying to say, mm,
You just be you. You know, everybody different. Some people, I mean, if you got it, if you built like that, do it. But everybody ain't built to, you know, everybody lead differently, right? So you just be you. You know, if you playing that stepfather role, you do that the best to your ability. You know, me personally, if I was in that role, I would assume that role. You know, I mean, if it's advice to give, I'm gonna give it. You know, if it's something like I said, I never cared what the women I dated. I never cared what their baby daddies bought their kids. I just bought them what I wanted them to have. I bought them what I seen they need. That they living with us. I see what they need, so you know, I supply it. I provide it. That's what I did. That's what I seen my daddy do. So that's what I did. You know, like my dad a throwback. That's why I am the way I am. I watch my dad. I watch my dad bring his check home and give it to his wife. You know, and take what he need for the week or whatever. I seen him do that. I seen him wash clothes, do dishes, clean the house. I seen him do all that. My dad told me when you protect the woman from yourself too. When you provide what she need. That's what my dad told me. So that's what I do. You know, everybody different. I understand, but that's what it is with me.
I think that for me as a woman, if I had a man coming and being a stepfather to my children, I can't expect him to uh not, you know what I mean? This is the thing. One thing about me is I'm a realist and I truly understand that when it's your kids, your blood, you're gonna treat your blood different from some kids that's not your blood. That's just what it is. Like, I know some people will say, I don't do that. And that's fine because I feel like there are some men out there or women or whatever who literally will treat their kids literally like somebody else's kids like it's theirs.
Hmm.
But if they don't, it's not a big deal to me because I understand. You know what I mean? As
Yeah,
long as you ain't treating them like effed up, you ain't
yeah.
doing nothing crazy, I'm good. Like I can understand that you do something for your kids that you don't do for mine. That's understandable. Like, how could I be mad at something like that?
And see, that's dope that you even, said that or clarified that because I seen both. I seen a man with a woman and give his child more than what he gives the child he living with, and then I seen the other side too, where man treat the stepchild better than the real child. So,
And
like,
see, I would my bad, go
oh,
ahead.
oh no, go ahead. So I was saying, just understanding possibility. That's what I was saying. Like, you can be the best stepdad ever, and the kids still like they biological father more, or they can, you know, gravitate to you more. It's just the circumstances, it's just the situation you're in. So just being aware that there are two possibilities, I think have you going in with a clear mind. So when things do happen, you ain't taken off guard. Um, so yeah,
And me as a woman, I'm be honest. If a man that I'm with is he's treating my kids good, but not his, that would be a problem for me.
mm,
I'm gonna be honest. It would be a problem for me because me, I'm the type of person that I would just look at you sideways because it would just make me think, okay, what happened if we was to have a child together?
yeah.
You know,
So
I don't know if you treat my kids right and you don't treat your own blood, that don't sit well with me.
I see.
That don't sit well.
I've seen people go start a whole new family that was already started and forget about their kids in general. Like just don't deal with them at all
Yeah.
and won't even allow their kids around. Like man, that's messed up. And then when they get older, the stepkids want to be cool with their step brother and sister, and then they find out then everybody hate the old man. Now you in a nursing home, bro. Like
Hmm.
took his money and put him in a nursing home. Like damn, I don't blame him though. 755, what up, though, sis?
Okay, 755.
So
But that's why I said, like, me and my baby daddy, we could never be cool. Like that turned me off. When you don't like step up and do what you're supposed to for your kids, oh, I'm done. Like, you look ugly to me. You look ugly. I'm gonna fuck how fine you is. You ugly to me now. My bad. Go ahead.
that was oh
What?
man.
What you laughing at?
Because you was like, I don't care how fine you is, you look ugly to me now.
Yes. You ugly to me. I don't care how fine you is. You ugly.
DD, see, okay, I ain't the only crazy one. But yeah, I want to wrap this up. I got another live. I'm gonna
Oh,
put the
my
link.
bad.
No, 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 no. Everything good. I'm about to put the link in there. We're gonna go over to that one. But yeah, I think this was a good conversation. I'm gonna leave this up for like 48 hours. Then this is going to members only. So definitely tell somebody to check this out. But we about to go over this one. Yeah, we about to go over here. Why can't I click on that?
Okay, I gotta get down from here, don't I?
Yeah, we
Let me
about
get
to be
down.
over here. And I'm gonna drop the link there too. We just chopping it up with the word, man. Anything y'all want to ask, anything y'all want to know, we can get into story time, peanut butter petty time. We monetize, so we can't get too wild, right? We monetize people. So yeah, this was your dose of reality with Coach D, right? Stepdaddy, look, just know what you're getting yourself into. And if you ain't built for it, you ain't built for it. That's okay. But don't throw shade on other people, man. That's my closing, right? If you built for it, do it. If you ain't, live your life, man. Just live your life. But Y'all know what I always say, care about how you feel. These are conversations to build nation. And if I say anything that resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody, help me spread the word. And come over here and rock out with me, man. We rocking out. Appreciate y'all.